2024 is off to a fascinating start. With shows like Solo Leveling, Dangers in My Heart, and Classroom of the Elite, all airing at the same time, anime fans are having a blast. However, one show that has stood out the most to me is Mashle, Magic and Muscles. I mean, who doesn't want to see a wacky spin-off of Harry Potter and One Punch Man? Epic battles, jaw-dropping moments, and hilarious characters. This show has it all. But do you know what makes it even better? Its protagonist, Mash Burndead. He's unlike your average cliché MCs who gain power by eating hair, becoming a slime, or just by making friends. In other words, he's just built different. However, there's more to Mash Burndead than his Saitama-level strength and his love for cream puffs. In this video, we'll dive deep into Mash's character and reveal everything we know about him. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into it. Let's just talk about his physical appearance first. Well, there's not much you'd want to know about Mash's appearance, except that people refer to him as Mushroom Head and that he's extremely muscular. We haven't even seen him in normal clothes. He's usually wearing a robe or his gym clothes, which is extremely weird. I mean, who wears gym clothes all day long? Well, we shouldn't judge people based on their appearance. In fact, what matters the most is the heart, and Mash is the most pure-hearted guy out there. Most of the time, you'd see that Mash remains expressionless and doesn't give a shit about his surroundings. However, if you somehow manage to hurt his family or friends, you're done for. He won't care if you're an old man walking with his cane or some child. He would beat the living shit out of them. Okay, that's going way too far. I'm sure Mash won't hit an old man. Besides all this, Mash is extremely confident in his abilities to the extent that he openly challenges the headmaster, who is quite frankly one of the strongest magicians out there. And we've witnessed it quite often as well. Despite possessing overwhelming abilities, Mash seeks peaceful solutions to conflicts and just wants to live with his gramps. And I think it's about time we talk about Mash's dark past. We're quite used to protagonists having some dark secret or past that leads them to their current state, and Mash is not an exception. In a world where magic is everything, Mash was born without an ounce of magic. He was abandoned by his parents and left to rot when his foster father, Regro Burndead, found him and adopted him. Knowing the world's prejudice against humans born without magic, Regro strictly instructed Mash to stay away from town and magicians in particular. He even took him away from the town and settled in some forest in order to hide Mash from the harsh society. Being a magician himself, Regro knows just how fearsome magic can be, and the fact that Mash does not possess any magic makes him an easy target for everyone. Keeping this in mind, he instructed Mash to train and build muscles to make up for his lack of magic. And I'm pretty sure all of us know how that turned out. Despite all this, Mash's love for cream puffs is unexplained. I wonder what Regro was putting in those cream puffs that made Mash so muscular. Anyways, their life was going quite smoothly until one day, Mash decides to rebel just because his stock of cream puffs had run out. With no other option left, Mash decides to venture to the town and get some puffs, but little did he know that it's his unlucky day. Unfortunately, Mash gets caught by a random police officer who eventually challenges him to become a divine visionary if he wants to lead his life peacefully. With this, Mash's journey to greatness actually begins. Now, this is what most people know about Mash, but wait, there is some more. Before we get into this, I'd like to warn you all about the potential spoilers, so don't curse me after this. As I've previously mentioned, Mash was born without magic and was left to rot. But what if I tell you that Mash was not born but created by someone? I know it's hard to believe, but hear me out. In Mashle, there's an almighty entity known as Innocent Zero who is like the spitting image of Voldemort in quite some ways. Both of them lost their humanity to achieve perfection. Both of them had entirely different ideals compared to normal people. But there's one massive difference. Voldemort just loses his nose in this process, but my man Innocent Zero lost his entire face. He's officially faceless. Anyways, getting back to the topic. The thing is that Mash was actually created by Innocent Zero in his pursuit of perfection. Besides Mash, Innocent Zero also created other beings whom he refers to as his sons. Their entire purpose of existence is to basically get absorbed by Innocent Zero, and all of them granted him different abilities. And as we all know, Mash possesses overwhelming physical prowess, and this is exactly what Innocent Zero wanted from him. But he somehow got away from him and ended up with our beloved Pops. Now that we know everything about Mash's dark past, let's talk about his abilities and what exactly makes him a literal god. Mash is well known for his extraordinary physical abilities. His muscles are toned to such an extent that they usually break the laws of physics. I mean, what can you expect from a show that features magic? Mash possesses such incredible control over his body that he can control each and every muscle individually. He can even clench his abdominal muscles to protect himself from blades. Since Mash was warned by his father and the police officer to never let others know that he's a muggle, Mash likes to classify his attacks as muscle magic, like hamstring magic and triceps magic, but in reality, these are just his physical abilities. He might seem a bit dumb, but when it comes to battles, he's a genius. Mash's battle IQ is off the charts. We've witnessed him battle opponents with mysterious and strange magic abilities, but he somehow manages to find a way out and ultimately defeat them. The feats he accomplishes with his non-magical techniques are so creative and impressive that it seems like he is actually performing magic. Another interesting fact I'd like to mention here is that Mash wears weighted wristbands to prevent his muscles from going berserk, and whenever he removes these wristbands, Mash goes into the unlimited physical mode, unleashing his true muscle strength. Talking about his speed, Mash might not be the fastest character in his verse, but he is fast enough to create after images of himself. And he can even fly if he moves his legs so damn fast that they propel him into the air. This is something I was not expecting, to be honest. It's just outrageous. Mash's entire existence is just outrageous. One thing I forgot to mention is that Mash also possesses a metallic wand. Yes, you heard that right, he possesses a metallic wand. Well, he cannot perform magic, so he might just break some bones with it. Now that we have talked about everything related to Mash, including his personality, past, and even his abilities, I guess it's about time we talk some philosophy here. No, you don't have to go. We don't talk about that deep stuff here. I'll just highlight some points I've noticed about Mash's character. I have noticed that Mash gets compared a lot to characters like Harry Potter and Saitama, which actually makes sense. Some people even refer to him as a downgraded version of Harry Potter. However, in my opinion, Mash's character is far superior to Harry. Some of y'all might think that I'm spitting rubbish, but hear me out. We've often seen this trope in anime and movies where the protagonist is actually the chosen one. However, for Mash, that is not the case. We can take a lot of examples including characters like Naruto, Izuku, and even Harry Potter. All of them got some mysterious powers at some point in the story, and it was revealed that they are the chosen ones to defeat the big bad villain. And surprisingly, the big bad villain even has some built-in weakness, or maybe they are allergic to them. Mash, on the other hand, has achieved everything on his own. He is what you can refer to as a self-made hero, and not someone who relies on random power-ups or anything like that. All he can do is rely on his abilities and keep moving forward. His only importance in his world is the fact that he's the son of Innocent Zero, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's destined to defeat him or anything like that. In order to survive in this cruel world, Mash has to earn his place and become a divine visionary, and he has no other option. There are a lot of things Mash teaches us about. The thing I like most about him is his viewpoint regarding his surroundings. Being someone who doesn't possess magic, Mash views and treats people as they are, and not according to their magic status. In the world of Mashle, the magicians are considered far superior compared to muggles, and this discrimination is to such an extent that people like Mash are considered a disgrace and ultimately eliminated from society. I strongly believe that his comrades can actually learn a lot from Mash, and not just the viewpoint of the world, but how to spend their lives as well. We all know that he doesn't have any huge ambitions like ruling the world and stuff like that, which makes his life so much easier. People these days stress themselves over petty things which makes their life miserable, and they forget to cherish the little things they have. Well, that's it, folks. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything related to Mash in this video. Let me know in the comments if I have missed anything, and what do you like about our mushroom head? Sayonara.